Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. Look, if you just joined Navy Fed, there's 5 things you should be doing. And one thing I'm going to tell you off back what you should not be doing if you have bad credit, okay? And I'm going to tell you a hack. I promise you, if you do this hack, you're going to have the highest chance of getting a high limit credit card with Navy Federal with bad credit, all right? Now, let's talk about this. The number one thing that you should not be doing if you have bad credit with Navy Federal, do not apply for a credit card off the bat. Okay, do not do anything. All right, these are the 5 things you should do when you first want. Number one, direct deposit. Why direct deposit should be the number one thing, and how do you set up direct deposit if you are an independent contractor and you don't receive a paycheck? All right, here's the thing about it. Are you setting up direct deposit with Navy Federal? Again, you're talking about a commitment. Navy Federal loves commit. They love so whether you have a 500 credit score or 850 credit score. If you have a 500 credit score, but you have more commitments than this 850, you're going to have a higher chance of getting higher limit cards. That's how they work. It's all about relationships, all right? So that's number one. Number two, you're going to have to open up multiple accounts. So first one, you're going to have a checking and then a savings. Now, I always tell people, make sure you do the flagship checking. Trust me on this, just do the flagship checking and make sure you have a savings account. Like I said, I'm gonna show you a hack that's gonna really help you, all right? So the next one is the flagship, all right? This is very important in the savings account. Number 3, when you have bad credit, all right? This is the card you want, the end rewards, right? So the end rewards, like I said, it's $200. Now, some of you all may be strapped for cash and like, well, Houston, I don't have money for deposit. I have a job and stuff. I have bad credit, but right now I'm just stretched thin. I'm gonna tell you where to get the money if you have the job. All right. What you want to do? You want to go to your HR department, okay, and you want to tell them you want to file exempt. Where 3 to 4 months, okay, 3 to 4 months. So that way they won't be taking out any federal taxes, okay? So that's going to bring you a larger paycheck you can bring home. That's going to help you catch up on bills and things like that, right? The reason you want to do that again is so that you can have extra money. So when you join Navy Federal, you're able to open up your accounts and stuff like that because you have a little extra money, and do it for 3 to 4 months. All right, that way it gives you enough income and a long enough time to organize yourself, to reorganize yourself. Okay, now that's very important. Going back to this end rewards, like I said, $200 after 6 months is going to turn into $2,000 on average. Okay, that's after 6 months. Now again, the reason that this here may not convert over to an unsecured $2,000 credit is because you may have made other late payments on other credit card accounts, okay? You may have not went into the app and requested it, okay? A lot of people, they don't even know that it's been converted over to a unsecured credit card because they never ever checked the app, all right? And this is very important. You need to check the app. Now, in terms of, like I said, it's 6 months. And I know 6 months may seem a long time, but again, we're building a relationship with Navy Federal. Another thing that you need to have, this is important, you need to have a pledge loan. When you have a pledge loan, okay, you start at $200. Not only does this help the relationship with Navy Federal, but it also helps your credit file, because most people, when they're rebuilding their credit and everything, they start opening up a lot of revolving accounts, okay? And like some of your open revolving accounts that you don't have to pay, I'll tell you some of those that'll help you to help boost up your credit score right quick. It's like, say that you have a credit.ai, right? So they give you 15, okay? Now, you also have Patel 1 guys. all right? They give you anywhere from 300 up to 35 when you have bad credit. Sometimes they'll go up to 5,000, all right? So that's a couple you can actually use to help enhance your credit file, all right? Now, you also can use debit. With the extra debit card app, all of your transactions you do, consumer transactions you do, pay your bills and stuff like that, what it is that they'll report that on your credit file. Usually they're going to report to Experian Equifax, okay? They usually are going to report to Experian and Equifax. But again, these are a few accounts that will help in your credit file. And this is very important, all right? Now you have the pledge loan, you have the N rewards. So you have 5 accounts that's already helping you rebuild your credit file, all right? Again, we're moving forward, we're trying to really build that relationship with Navy Federal. Number 5, what about an authorized user? Hey, you. Now, always tell people, when it comes to authorized users, if you have a family member or something like that, say that they just joined Navy Federal and they got approved for a $10,000 credit card and stuff, you tying yourself to that authorized user will not influence the credit file, okay? You need authorized users that's aged, that's going to help you influence the credit file. That's the reason we have 25 authorized users directly for Navy Federal, that's connected with Navy Federal, because you're still dealing with an internal customer that's been with Navy Federal for a longer time. That will influence your file faster. So if you have questions about adding authorized users and stuff like that, then send me an email by clicking the link, schedule a one-on-one consult stuff, and I can actually help you out with that. Now, again, in reference to the direct deposit, I wanted to address that because, again, like I said, if you're an independent contractor and stuff like that, because you don't have regular paycheck and stuff, you need to set up payroll, and that's what we also do. We help you set up payroll, all right? And this is very important when trying to get funding, all right? Now, you have how many? You have the flagship, and this is things that you must do. Now, here's another thing. Going CD or money market. CD or money market, okay? Now, here's why. Here's why. Again, like I said, it's relationship. This is very important, all right? Because this here helps with your internal score. Now, we all know that I always talk about the internal score. It goes from 100 up to 4. And by the way, like I tell you, the pledge loan does not help you with a personal loan with Navy Federal. This is only, the pledge loan only applies to helping you with a credit card. Now, with Navy Federal, they pull TransUnion, FICO for their credit cards, okay? And for their loans, this is what you're going to be looking at, all right? This is what you're actually going to be looking at, all right? This here credit score here. For those of you that don't know what's your real credit score and where to get your real credit score and stuff like that, because if you go to Credit Karma gives you a Vantage score. That's very different from your credit score. So click the link to get your real credit, link in the description to get your real credit score. All right. I actually teach you how to read your credit file so you can properly know which institutions to go to. All right. So you have the CD, money market account. You can do one of those. Now you have all of these accounts. Now you have this relationship with them. Now, the next thing you want to do, 91 days. If you wait 91 and then apply, almost guaranteed a high limit credit card. I'm talking about 10, 15, 25 card, even with bad credit. Now, here's the thing about it. What else are you going to do in that 91 days? This is the hack that I was telling you guys. In that 91 days, what you going to do? You're going to do about 50 to 100, okay? You're going to do that weekly or bi-weekly until your savings account, putting money in your savings account over the next 91 days.